Welcome to Icon Radio KE. Leo tuko na ranting. Devo wezi shida hiyo. Yeah. So kwa wale wamesikia hiyo disturbing noise, I'm sorry. Ni vile tu conversation leo itakuwa disturbing kwa watu wengine because leo ni kubaya. So umeanza tu na kutayarishwa masikio tu. So be ready. My name is MC Paps. Na niko studio na Dorsila. Dorsila sijui anatafuta notes, sijaelewa hiyo part, but acha nimgoje ajiintroduce. Dorsila.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Ms Dorsila Ogola. Welcome to Icon Radio. It's been a minute, honey.
It's an hour, man. It's an hour.
It's been a minute since I was last here. Let's just say that. Yeah.
Yes.
And I definitely miss it when I'm not here. Imagine I missed Valentine's.
What happened on Valentine's?
Child.
Najua tu ukwa job. That's what I remember.
No, funny enough, I was actually not feeling well. I was not feeling okay. A lot of people could have used that as an excuse for not showing up at the office, but yangu ni ukweli. Nasema tu ukweli. Ukweli wangu ni
alafu ulipona usiku. Si vibaya kupona.
No, you just needed the right type of healing. Please.
I'm sorry.
The right type
Should
of
we ask
healing.
for details?
No, honey. No, we don't need all those details. But I am so happy to be back. Welcome to the Afterthought people. Remember, you can always connect with us on Icon Radio KE on our Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok. Sometimes, we try to dance, but yeah. It is what it is.
Two left feet, we got you. Yeah, you're a perfect example. And to be by and a life in Endelea and no one dies.
Yeah, and we hope you're having a beautiful, beautiful day so far. My day is going well, it's going good. This is definitely the highlight of the day. And for sure, we're here to talk all about it.
Lazima.
Yeah, we're here to talk about relational toxicity, because I do believe it's an important conversation to have.
Yes, it is.
And it actually definitely does contribute a whole lot to where we are mentally. Okay. Yeah, because when you talk about our mental health, we're looking at where we are. We're looking at if you're supported. When we're looking at self-care, we're also looking at community. Because you cannot exist as just you. At you're just waking up, drinking your green smoothies the way I do. You exist in a community. So how do you interact with that community? How do you interact with the people that are around you? And how does that affect your mental health or your mental space? Yeah, very, very important. So let us know in the comments section if you are connecting with today's conversation, because that's what we want to do. We want to connect. We want to create a safe space for each other, so that we're able to just speak openly and share tips on how to just navigate. Yeah, okay. I think at the end of the day, that is our goal. And as we normally say, we're not here to give you answers. We might not even have the answers.
I'd love that too. We're just here to actually just have a conversation with you and us, and whatever may be how we've been able to go through our difficulties. Maybe it might help you as a person.
Exactly.
Go over your issues.
And another thing we're here to give is just perspective, because I believe sometimes unajua kitu inaweza kuwa ina weigh down on your mind because hauja consider something else. Unaona?
Yeah.
Sure. So we're here to ask you, ebu umeconsider hii? Yeah. Have you considered this? Have you considered that?
This,
yeah. So we're just here to offer a perspective, and we would love it if you'd share your perspective, your thoughts, on our social media. Let us know on YouTube. Just talk to us, by the way. Sisi hapa, we do not judge, because honey, you think you're going through it, we're going through it with you.
but I love our headline for today. Our headline is like, do you remember that relationship that nearly killed you? Do you remember that relationship?
The one that almost took you out. The one that almost finished you. The one that, you were just like, Lord, what is this? What is going on? That one, that relationship. That's the one we're talking about. Child.
I was watching myself right now like a very useless Mluya. Mluya have a habit.
Imagine, that's my co-host. He's excited that he's on TV.
I'm like, this is me. I'm like, okay.
This is who you are. But Lisa,
do you remember that relationship? Tumekuwa na relationship, hata tumekuwa na scenarios tukisema ule mdema alikujanga chini, sijui saa ngapi usiku akisema nirudie ni chini ya stairs, chalia kwa wapi, which floor?
Unakumbuka ule mwenye alienda kuwika?
Like,
Child.
you're taking me back.
I can tell you, she sits down and she thinks about that year and she's like, that couldn't have been me.
What's wrong?
Well, you know, that
Which type
couldn't
of
have
alcohol
been me.
was it? Mkiambia wanawake mwache changa.
Oh, what was I? But imagine, that's like the level of sometimes I feel like heartbreaks can be really heavy.
Yeah, they're really heavy. They're really heavy, and people take how people handle it is really
it's very different.
So
and we need a lot of care. You know, sometimes we can think we're very gangster, you know.
You know,
we can
mali umesikia mautamuna roho iko involved. Hakunanga ugangster. Unajaribu kuwa gangster hivi unakumbuka vile ulikuwa unasikia vifiri.
You're like, I can't. Well, you know, it's not possible.
Like,
it's
let
not
me text
viable.
this idiot. Can I text this one?
Yeah, and it can be very intense and very hard to navigate, and the part that we ignore, especially when we are navigating all of this, especially in relationships, how we relate to one another is highly dependent on the type of childhood we had growing up. True, the type of relationship we had with our parents, the type of relationship we had with our siblings, what we loved, what we told it's okay to express yourself, you know, those types of things. And then it's just a simple question. When we're in relationship, we feel like babies, we feel like children, you know. That's why we call each other babe. You know, like it takes us back to that childish
that
place
feeling.
Yes, you know, that childhood season or part of our lives. And if our childhood was if our childhood was a bit troubled, we did not get the love that we wanted to get, we did not that we needed, not even the love that we wanted, because I do believe like we all deserve love, we all deserve to be cared for, we all deserve to be seen and heard, you know. And if you're in a household whereby there was no talking, there was no conversation, you know, there was no expression of love, you know, like you have never seen a parent, you know, expressing love to each other.
Exactly. That's the love that you've ever seen.
You
so
see, so for you, imagine now you're a grown up, you're 32, you're trying to express love to a woman, and the only way you know how to express this love to this woman, you've given them 500, but you're not able to bring yourself to say I love you, I need you, you're important, you're beautiful, you're what? You know how to say that when you want something, child. Let me be real.
and actually, let me take you back. Jana, I was really, really mad at my friend. My friend kept on in this relationship that's not a relationship. And Frank, I'm going to mention your name because I'm really mad. And this Frank is calling me and telling me, hey, Paps, sasa unajua niaje, me, I'm tired with this chile. Dem ni kama anitaki. Ni kama hayuko sure tuko in a relationship or not, because yeye ananiambia to take it slow, but yeye anaweza ni text aniambie leo na feel kukula KFC, wewe unaonaje? I'm like, yo, mwambie wewe una feel kumkiss, yeye ana feel aje?
Okay, but
because no, it doesn't have to be a two-way traffic, you understand?
You
hear for 3 months.
I hear what you're saying. You know, for me, I don't look at it as things. I look at it as reciprocal. Like, I give you my energy, I give you my time, I give you my resources, I give you my thoughts. Like, I am fully present. You get? Yeah? And then on the other end, if you're not able to reciprocate, be a grown-up about it and express that you're not in that space. Exactly. So
it's been 3 months of this guy asking me, okay, we are taking it slow. So sini mtumie doa by nini I'm like,
no, boundaries are important.
Yeah. Because even though umeanza your relationship, I'm not saying you don't spend on your woman. Umeanza your relationship now giving.
But she's not his woman.
Yes.
Yet. Yeah.
Already ushaanza na uko huku ushaanza na 100 ushamge kila kitu. Unataka airtime? Unataka nini? Ata fall in love na hizo vitu unampea, because already you people don't have a chemistry. Hizo ndo vitu anaona kwanza kutoka kwako, anaona no mseni mfit, nikimwambia nitumie. Amekaa hivi ni saa 9 na feel anataka kula KFC na amelala mahali kwa hostel anataka kula KFC, alafu mtumie KFC, si ndio? Akule KFC and then akwambie I love you. You love KFC or me?
Child, it's
when you're supposed to sit together,
but it's
and
not.
hang
It
out
shouldn't
together.
be. Yeah.
They're supposed to hang out together. She always has excuses, and she does not own a job. She does not go to work. She's a full-time student who has only morning hours.
I hear
classes.
what you're saying, yeah, Paps. I really hear what you're saying, because for me, I feel like we have a problem with just being real. That's the thing.
Ambe umsemi tu sikudai.
Sindio, like being real, and also there's nothing wrong with being real. You can be truthful but empathetic all at the same time. It's like, for example, right now I can tell you something you wouldn't like hearing, but there's a way I can tell it to you that you can detect that I needed to hear that, but there's a way that this person said it that showed care and empathy. You get? So rejection doesn't have to be a brutal thing that you do to someone.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, you can easily just let someone down, but provide the ease for them, provide the empathy for them. People feel like when you're telling someone, I don't like you, I don't want you, you have to be a mean person.
No,
or
iseme vifiti tu.
yeah, there's a way you can say it. Yeah, but exactly. There's that. You can also go ahead and say it's just not working out. You're not in the space. You don't feel the same way. Yeah. And imagine, by the trust people will survive. If you're in Kenya surviving this sun and this economy, trust me. Stop underestimating people and how much they can take. The best thing you can ever do for someone is show up in your truth and show up in honesty. Yeah, and even in honesty, it doesn't have to be brutal. Truth. I was brutally honest. No, honey, you don't have to be brutally honest. You can be honest.
Again, you need people.
Exactly.
You need people.
Yeah.
I tell people this. When I'm talking like, kufanya kitu. But Frank went all out. Akabai sijui keki, akadecorate space, na hiyo space amedecorate, ameenda kuchukua place hapo Ole Sereti. Naget? These are student. Uni msee alipata hata 7 so ya kutumia the whole week. Father yake hapana. The girl. Uni dema mezoea kuumia.
Hey Lord.
Anakupiga character developer na kwambia hizi panda matatu. Na sasa kwa hii jua amengangana kienda class huko na mat. You understand? Ati akitaka kuja kuona Frank lazima apandika.
But let me ask you a question, Paps. Yeah, do you feel like our society has made it harder for people to date today?
Yeah, true.
Or people to show up in relationships in a healthy way?
I'm thinking. We stopped living the truth. That's the problem.
Okay.
We stopped living the truth. Unaona ukiambia demi yako amechoma mtakosana, so mnaishi relationship kupimana. Unaget? Eri mwambie ukweli akasirike saa yake akijua umemwambia vile umemwambia. Au nini kama wewe unajua kitambo we used to think our fathers are very difficult. No. Though simply saying the truth. Mwanako anamwambia ni aje, nilikuwa nataka mtu anamwambia hapana, mimi naona huyo mtu ataenda hapo because hatuna hiyo do. Ni uchungu because maybe mzazi, maybe kama mother unaona my husband has 100k but 60k we can take our child to the best school. But mzazi akasema tukipatiana 60k tumebaki na 40k. It means watu wase kwa nyumba kuna watu wengine hawatakula. So we will not take that kid there.
To learn how to
so tutatumia 30,000 na tutatafuta 30,000 and there's atupigani juu hiyo story. Because hao wote ni watu wetu. Unafikiri mama ajisikia vibaya? Amesikia vibaya because ni mtu wake na amepass na anataka kumpatia all the best, but again the work of this man actually is just to stabilize this. So squeeze you when you do that to a lady ama when you tell that to a person that you're having a relationship with her, okay, so pesa nyingine itaenda, so utadu, so there's no the aspect of future anymore. People are YOLO.
I think if you're just dating someone and you're not married or you're not connected in any other way, you don't instead of showing up authentically as you. Me, for example, like says I go, maybe I take a cab. You get? So I will not lie to you that I take a cab. There or not, I will still take my cab. Yeah.
Yes.
You get?
That's the point.
You see, but also if I'm taking this works, recently even just a story of a friend of mine, like this guy has been taking this lady out for some time on dates. You get? And then the last date, the guy is like, I have to go home with you today.
I have to.
You get? Yeah, that definitely.
What I have to. Please talk to us.
Clearly, there's nothing there that makes anyone excited to go anywhere with anyone if it's said like that. Yeah, but the guy now got angry at her, and it started a whole fight and whatever. So for me, I'm just like the expectations. Even for us as women, if you do not like someone, excuse yourself from the situation. Honestly, if you don't like someone, excuse yourself from the situation and express it in a respectable and empathetic way and express that. But instead of going for 17 dates with someone,
25 dates.
you know, this
we are
person
taking
is
it slow.
is
Slow?
giving their energy, they're giving their time and their resources, and you know very well deep in your heart and in your spirit, like here it's 20% no you can give, but unaona this other person giving 100% and it's a problem. What do you mean? I mean, let's show up authentically and truthfully.
And I can tell you this because I know you can affirm this. Me, I know for a fact, the people I've mentored, people I've stayed with, people I help maybe with their mental space kidogo when I'm doing my work outside there. I know for a fact that when a woman wants something, they will not even give you this issues of you wait for 6 months, you wait for 3 months. You will see with their attitude, you'll see how they treat you. You'll see how they respond to you.
But also we should stop that's the thing. It's how you can see how by someone interacts with you.
Because what's niambia ati mtu anaweza kosa kuchukua simu yako for 2 days. And then akutumia message akwambie nilikuwa nimelala.
I mean, at the end of the day, you know very well if you're being
nilikuwa nimelala, babe.
And it's fine.
Babe, I was asleep.
It's fine. The only thing for me I can say, but you know, Paps, the thing that hinders people also is emotional maturity. Are they?
How many people have emotional maturity, Dorsila?
Emotional maturity is lacking. Is lacking. And you see, the thing about emotional maturity is something you have to train yourself.
That one.
Sindio?
That one, yes.
Thank you. You have to train yourself to do. You get, like, you have to train yourself, number one, to speak up for yourself. Especially with your guy Frank, yeah? Speak up for yourself. Express what you need to express. Yeah. You know, like, be someone you're able to set up a boundary. And not even in a harmful or hurtful way. You're able to say, by the way, I feel like I am doing this and this and this, but this is what is happening in return, and I don't think we're on the same page. Me, I'm on page 13, you're on page 7. So, either you come up to speed to page 13, ama I leave you alone until you're ready to come up to my speed. 13, yeah. You get. So you're able to speak up for yourself. We are so used to keeping quiet about what we need or what we want in these relationships, and then it ends up being toxic. But you see, kila mtu akona responsibility. Yeah. Speak up. But
sometimes you have to lose to gain.
True, indeed. I also believe in that as well.
You have to lose to gain. Utasikia vibaya sahi, but itaku unrespect.
Ooh, child, you're spitting. Because respect is what we're after.
Yes. The moment umeka umse kwa space yako na mmemdanganya na mnaendelea kudanganyana, hakutakuwa na respect.
Exactly. That
because
is true.
Nyinyi wawili mtaona kuna kitu inawasumbua. Una get? But sasa amwambiani, so mnapimana.
Yeah, but we are so
you end
also
up hurting more.
Respect. Even for me, I agree with you 110%. Respect is what it is.
Yeah.
Respect the other person, but most importantly, respect yourself.
It starts with you.
Yeah. If you don't respect yourself, even if everyone will come across you and disrespect you in the name of relationship, in the name of we are trying this, in the name of me, I'll be like, hold up.
Like you know, I've been here. I am a witness.
No, like hold up.
Wewe unapata kama second, acha nikuulize swali on live radio. You give anyone a second chance.
Second, if you don't come correct the first time, honey, I don't backtrack. I don't backtrack.
It was lit.
Come correct. Because lit. At the end of the day, in my most honest connections, I want to come at 100. I give you my 100%.
Yes.
I give you my 100% energy. Me, I'm not here to play games. I'm here for honesty and clarity and truth. That's what I'm here for.
Yeah.
And I'll always go back and take my own responsibility for the places where I'm the one who lost respect for myself.
Yes.
Yeah. And take responsibility. That was me. You get. But at the end of the day, set up the boundaries. The reason why we are struggling in a lot of relational toxicity, especially with our friends, even with family, is because no one wants to speak up. And this is a problem in African households. Because speaking up was being rebellious. Speaking up, how could you say something like that? You're just a child. You know, how could you, we were not allowed to process our emotions. Exactly. How are you speaking like that? Why would you say something like that? So we were punished for speaking out and for speaking about how we truly feel about things.
And I think not even in only African houses. I think even in schools.
True.
We've made a culture. That's why hata mimi nikifundisha students wangu, I give them a voice. And I know sometimes it gives them a lot of power because we end up disagreeing a lot. But again, it helps them gain the life balance. Unaweza jiongelelea mtu hawezi kufinya kwa kona because anakupatia education, because like yo umenikanyaga ni uchungu. Like I'm not supposed to tell you like chuo ni umekanyagiliwa kwa kichwa hivi ha you are not allowed to say anything. Go call your parent, you understand?
Yeah.
When you ask for help, it's called cheating. You understand? And they've done that to schools, and schools are no longer schools. Schools were there to help people go to the next level. You understand? And that's why even people who are very learned are not even qualified to run their own businesses, because they've been trained into a system whereby nafaa kuamka hivi nika robot. Nafaa kuamka isa ni kule hivi, nifanye hivi, nikafanya job. You've been trained to go look for a job, get money, go invest, save. I think that's your life.
I like what you're saying. For me, how I look at it is, it's like we were trained to be scared of ourselves, to be scared of our own thoughts, to be scared of our own ability to think and process. A lot of us lost a lot of self-trust growing up.
Both in school and at home.
Yes. That's heavy to me.
Yeah. Mwalimu kitu nakwambia, unajua? Wewe unajua nini? What do you know?
What do you know? You're just a child.
You're just
what
a
do
child.
you know? But you see, children see things that adults don't see. Children perceive emotions in a room that we find so hard to perceive. A child can enter this room and tell you half of the things that are happening that we are not even able to see.
Yeah.
And
because for them, whatever they feel is really genuine. They're like,
yes. They're not clouded by so many things.
They're like,
Now imagine just a child trying to express that, and every time they're trying to express that, you're told, no, you're just a child. So a lot of us growing up, we lost a lot of self-trust. We're not able to trust ourselves. We're not able to trust our thoughts. We're not able to trust when something is unfair. Because sometimes even when something was unfair, when we spoke up, we were told, that's how the world is. We were told, be quiet, just be manageable. Yeah, be manageable. Don't speak up. You get? And for me, I'm just like, when we have troubled children and expressed children, then we have troubled grown-ups. We have grown-ups that can't express themselves, grown-ups that are scared of repercussions,
grown-ups that are hurt and they are spoiling everyone else's life out there because they cannot be able to deal with that.
Deal with that. Yeah. And when you continue spiraling in this pattern of not being able to say the truth, your truth, not being able to own your truth, then even mentally you can't show up as you. And we suffer and struggle mentally because we are not able to just be ourselves.
Icon Radio KE. That's on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Tell us whatever. Are we speaking something into your spaces? Are we communicating? Are we talking to you? What do we need to add? Do you have a topic that we need to talk about? We are talking about that relationship that nearly killed you. Does not have to be a relationship.
A relationship. It can be a friendship.
It can be a friendship. It can be, It's just, it's really, really wide. It's really, really open. Let's learn to speak our truth. So cool, relaxing hits going on. Icon Radio. You know, Sila na Paps.
Let's chop it up.
Yeah. Unasema ni she. Welcome back to the Afterthought, where ni mafikirio baadaye, and like this show goes on and on and on and on every single time. Hata tuko off, so let tuko break, the show is going on. We're talking about life and whatever we are going through every single day. So wale wako wametupata, our topic of today is that relationship that nearly killed you. And you can feel free to talk to us on Icon Radio KE. That's on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Make sure you tweet, make sure you talk. And we're live on Icon Radio KE. That's on YouTube. You can see the very awesome dress Dorsila has. Ni vile siwezi sema mara 5 nitachoma. Atakuwa like kumsema ameshaniambia na akaniambia hii dress ni poa na ananiambia tu akiniangalia naanza kuchoma. So again, yes. Na leo Dorsila has worn her hair down like she normally.
Child.
Ile siku sijui ni Valentine. Kwanza Valentine vitu zina change. Utatuambia nini nilifanya Valentine?
I wish you knew because character development left, right, center.
I thought it was
but it's okay because we've talked about self-respect. And that is where it's at, I believe. Yeah.
Watu walijua hawezi fanya kitu wanataka.
No honey, not with me. Try it somewhere else.
Hapo hapo kwa jirani.
Nope. It's not gonna be your girl.
Hapo hakuna free sleeps. Hebu lala hapo kwa jirani, noka hapo.
Self-respect is important. Kila mtu ajue kujiheshimu, kila mtu ajue kujitetea, kila mtu ajue kujiongelelea. Because if you don't advocate for yourself, and you are ignoring your needs, you're ignoring. Actually, before I even say that, there's something I want to say to my listeners. You deserve all the being heard. You deserve all the love. You deserve all the kindness. You deserve all the respect. You know? So when you're kind to someone, when you're loving to someone, when you're empathetic, you are not losing anything.
No, you're not even losing anything.
It's people who are losing you. So don't ever go back and sit and be like, oh my God, I can't believe. Imagine I have to change myself so that people don't take advantage of me. No, honey, don't go change yourself. You've shown up with pure intentions in whatever relationship that you're in. Because I feel like in this country, we are just a group of people trying to do each other dirty. And then the few people that really have pure intentions, want to do the right thing, they are easily indoctrinated into joining the other side of, you pull out a gun, I pull out a gun. You're not going to shoot me before I shoot you. You get? Exactly, yeah. So that no one gets hurt. So that everyone is gangster. So that everyone is able... No, it's okay to be soft. It's okay to express yourself. It's okay to say those things. Because do you know what? When we were kids, when we were growing up, even you tell your child you love them. Have they done anything for them to earn your love?
No, they're just your kid.
They're just your kid.
That love.
And will you make them feel bad for wanting to be loved?
No.
Exactly. So no one should be making us feel bad for wanting the bare minimum of love, respect, honesty, truth.
Let it be there for no reason.
Exactly.
And I love the fact that you brought that up, because I now learn that the habit that you put in these people when they grow up is continue being in them. The same way you randomly tell them I love you, the same way they'll randomly, like you're just brushing your teeth and they're like, Daddy, huh? I love you. I'm like, oh, okay. Yeah. I love you.
And funny enough, like your kids don't love you because you provide or you put food on the table.
Hata ubebe skuma, hata ukuje umechoka, ukuje umerarukiwa, they'll be like, how was your day?
Yeah.
School was like, they don't care. They're just like, you came home.
And I feel like the Bible even tells us, teach us to be like children. It's not a mistake, because there's so much we can learn, so many things we can avoid if we can be like children.
Yeah.
Because if we can be like children, we can acknowledge our own emotions, number one.
Today
because children
quoted a Bible verse.
because children can accept when they're in pain. Children can say when they're uncomfortable. Yes. Children will speak when you've hurt their feelings. So what we do as a society, we attack them. We tell them, oh, stop crying, you're a big girl. Or stop crying, you're a boy.
So they grow boys up don't cry. Like boys don't cry. Big girls don't.
Stop saying that you're a big girl. You shouldn't be wanting that anymore. Your kid is coming. They want to be carried. The kid is expressing, I just want to be close to you. I just want to connect with you.
Ni bebe too.
You get like sila ubaya, but you've already been told you're too big now. You shouldn't be wanting to be carried. You get. Yeah. But at the end of the day, whatever the kids are expressing, those are the human needs that we grow up wanting. We want closeness. We want to be hugged. We want to be heard. We want to be able to express our emotions without being judged.
Na ushaharibu life ya mtu wewe ulimwambia hizo vitu zote, yani mtu mkubwa fight kwa. Sasa anagrow akifikiria.
Unaona akifeel mimi sifai kuhagiwa, sifai kupendwa, sifai kuambiwa ukweli, sifai kuexpress my own emotions or whatever I need to say.
Because in this space unapata gata dem a really grown up lady una jaribu ku express love nini, anakuambia are you sure ama mnafanyanga tu hivyo ndo mpate kitu mnataka life. Yo. Who hurt you? Because now wewe umesha uko wherever you've come from, labda hata ni kwenyu. Understand? Kwenyu nyinyi wote ni magangster. Unaget? Hata mama yako hawezi kuambia nakupenda. Yaani yeye mnaishi tu like you are surviving in that house. Like tunakutana kwa sitting room za kukudishi and then everyone disappears. Wow, sitting room ni kama like mnaangalia nani kwa sitting room mzaa yako siwezi enda sit mother siwezi enda. So you're like what kind of life is that? What kind of relationship is that you have with your kids? What kind of future do you want your kids to have? Understand? Because I know it's uncomfortable as a grown-up, and I'm talking to people who are grown, because I'm in that space. When your kid tells you the truth, it is very painful. But for me, I told Dorsila, it helps me learn this. Imagine mtu anakuambia, mom, leo sipendi yongo. Like, that's not true. Leo naona umevaa nguo refu sana nimezoea ukivaa. Like that's how they feel. You just tell them, okay, so how do I look? They'll tell you
the truth. Yeah, and they won't even tell it in a malicious way. Like, they're just saying, like, you ask them.
That sleeveless is too old. Like, why do you keep on wearing that? And then she was like so disturbed. Like, what? I'm like, I like it. Like, so you can't buy another one. Ingekuwa mtu mwingine kwanza ningetake offense. Mtu ameniambia kwa barabara ati hiyo nini yako imechapa. No, like wewe ni nini wewe unaniambia nini yangu imechapa. You get? But I felt it. So hata nikiona mtu akiniangalia I'm like, niliambiwa na daughter wangu asubuhi kitu imechapa. So me I'm good.
Yeah.
Me I'm going because I've made a culture whereby when I dress up, I don't ask anyone else apart from them. How do I look? When they tell me you look good.
Takwambia kwanza umeparara uso.
Don't. Yeah, they're like
chukua hii Vaseline weka kwa lips.
They're very careful. And they overdo everything. No, I don't like the shoes. Wewe amekutoa hii, mimi ameenda kuleta hii. Understand? And I love that because it shows una get.
Yeah.
Maybe watu wanaenda shule alafu unatoka and then they're like hapana wewe hiyo yeye anavaa tai. Like no, that you don't put that you get. So asubuhi kuna activities bonding, you understand? Mimi nikuambia acha nikupatie sweater, uniambie usivae hiyo, unipatie toothbrush, unipe mkate. You get all that activity.
Yeah.
But by the time unatoka kwa hao, already you've bonded. There's a connection that you guys have had.
Yeah.
Lakini ile kitambo mimi nikigrow up, I'm not saying in a bad way. Mimi nikigrow up sikuwa na hiyo. Ulikuwa mke kama mmekewa panya kwa meza unakula, usiulize hii panya iliuliwa siku gani.
I don't know. I feel like that way of being brought up really didn't help us to become emotionally mature. Yeah. And even in our previous conversation, we were talking about practicing emotional maturity. This thing will not happen overnight. You will just not wake up when you're 48 and you're emotionally mature. So when people talk about now I'm dating a 50-year-old, they're more mature, you'll be very surprised. Because emotional maturity is something you actually have to put to practice. You actually have, and the first thing you need to be able to do is to be able to sit with your own emotions. You get? Yeah. Like, find out what am I feeling? And be comfortable with your own emotions. Like, hold your own emotions the way you would hold a child's emotion. You get? Like, when a kid comes to you and they're crying, you're more tender with them, right? You'll tell them, oh, it's okay. You'll even rub the chest space and tell them, it's okay, just let it out. But you're so hard on yourself with your own emotions. And then these same emotions that you're so hard on yourself, you want to go and express them to your sister, to your partner, and then now when you're going to express it, now it blows up into this thing of, oh my gosh, look at, like, it's such a big issue. Well, you have not sat with your own emotions and you're like, it's okay, Dorsila, to feel the way you're feeling. It is fine. It is okay. And then process them and then self-regulate. It is not anyone else's job to regulate your emotions for you.
Only you.
Only my job. Sometimes utanipata nimekaa and I'm just rubbing my heart like this.
You're just like,
Yeah.
it's okay.
Like, it's fine. It's fine, babe. It's hard. Yeah?
Yeah.
Or
But
some
again, it starts with you as a
yeah,
person,
and you hold
because,
yourself because sometimes you're waiting for other people to hold you. But guess what? You have yourself 24/7. You might as well hold yourself.
Yeah,
Mhm.
and also when you start by loving yourself, it helps you actually find yourself every day. Finding yourself every day does not need. Kuna mtu nilikuwa naambia, I'm not going to say the name. Mtu nilikuwa naambia, sometimes you have to let someone miss you. Si kila time tuko utachoka. You understand, too much of something is sometimes you have to like, acha no fala utodhi kama siku mbili hata nikose kwani mimi ndo nitakuwa nampiga daily, like let me give this 2 days, you get.
But I
Let
feel
me
like
see if this
I feel like
also things about
yes,
you, you get.
indeed, absence makes the heart grow fonder.
You understand?
But
si sana, I'm not saying yes,
Yes,
sana.
don't overdo it.
Don't
Like,
overdo it,
I think
like-
even just to structure that, it would be when you're in this type of situationships or relationship or whatever, do not forget yourself. If you used to be someone who enjoyed doing whatever you're doing,
Do that.
do whatever you're doing. You cannot be uko tu hapa cha 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 umekula, yes nimekula cha cha. No honey,
Umetupu. Why?
child.
You understand?
Yeah,
It doesn't mean that if I ask you if you've eaten, I love you more.
No, like be busy, be busy,
busy.
be busy with your own life, with your own
life,
stuff.
because
Yeah.
also it helps you not even forget who you are, because
Thank you.
even though watu wanaingia
Yeah.
into emotional depression, because now unafikia nikao mbona mimi napenda umse sana kuliko vile yana because
and,
now you're thinking about the other person more than yourself.
I think something I even listened to today in the morning is stop giving away your power to
Exactly.
people. Stop giving away your power to
Exactly.
people, especially when it comes to that level of emotional maturity, whereby you have identified what is uncomfortable for you, you've expressed it, you've owned your power.
Thank you.
Sindio, you've owned.
Yeah.
By the way, you will not be treating me anyhowly.
Mimi na feel hapo umechoma.
Exactly.
Sawa.
You've
I
owned your
feel you.
power, and then
It doesn't mean you hate the person.
you don't hate them, because even how you communicate is from an empathetic place, because also you're not assuming that you know the other person's intentions. You're like, okay, this is how it appeared to me, this is how it feels to me, but what is your thought and what is your perspective? You see, and it boils down to communication. How do we communicate with one another?
Yeah.
Because when
Communication is tricky.
communication is tricky, and we need this.
How you
the tricks.
you say things sometimes, and the other person might unajua nini aina tonal variation,
I know.
text message,
Text aina, by the way.
Ati-
Hii
ati-
idea.
ati tumejoke kitu ya
By the way,
upuzi,
stop
alafu
texting everything, guys. Not everything needs a text.
Yeah.
Sometimes just pick up your phone and call.
I'm a voice
Voice
person.
note,
That's
so
why
that
they-
yeah, because sometimes it's the emotion, the empathy can be lost in a text message.
itakuwa so flat.
Itakuwa flat, na
Don't say
itakuwa
nini,
mtu ata misinterpret what you really want to say. So you need to also be able to gauge what is good for texting, what is good for a one-on-one conversation. You know, like, and even for me, sometimes I feel like even when you want to express emotion to someone that you like them and you love them, sometimes also work on your maturity level of just being able to express that. You know, like looking them in the eye and saying what you need to say in truth, because the eyes don't lie. The window to the soul.
True.
It don't
No,
lie.
I'm sure. Na napenda, alafu pia people should normalize spending time. Unajua spending time is wachani kutext mnafikiria mko pamoja. Ati tumetext jana. Nini nakusumbua? Some zingine just take 6 hours together, or nini hata movie.
So
nini.
let me ask you, because we are talking about things that we can talk about things that contribute to relational toxicity. One of them that we have said is lack of communication, of good communication. Emotional maturity hakuna, zero. You know, you're not able to own your own emotions and share your own emotions, and you know, and detach yourself from other people's emotions, because you also need to be able to detach yourself. You know, me, I can't control how someone feels, but I can control my own emotions. Yeah. Another thing that can contribute to relational toxicity is expectations, unmet and unsaid expectations. Yeah.
People should stop putting expectations in life, in
people, in other people.
Understand?
Yeah.
What you can do to this person. Mimi naambia tu ase penda umsay, that's enough. unapenda Dorsila. Unasikia kubaya Dorsila chai. Baya Dorsila chai bila kumbaya chai alafu mwambie, "Naomba nibaia." Why?
I feel like
si wewe ulikuwa unataka kumbaya, si mbaye kama wewe. Do it for yourself. Start doing it for yourself. You want to do nails for yourself. You want to do your hair for yourself. Say you do hair alafu naambia Dorsila. Unaje hair?
I feel like if you want something or if you need something, let's say it's a relationship between friends, yeah? And uko na expectation that your friend you need to be meeting up every week. But this part, stop assuming you know what's going on in people's heads. Use your mouth and express what you need to express. Say, like, this is what I would like us to do. Yeah. Because either unsaid and unmet expectations really cause a lot of friction in how we are relating with one another. Yeah. So, unapata, mi niko na expectation ya labda tuseme Valentine's. My expectation was to be bought for flowers. Now this guy...
You
see...
I said it on the show.
You see... That's
unajua kila mtu tao unaona kibai flowers ni male. So Valentine ilichangewa kwa something very different. What's wrong with people like when they're just waiting for flowers?
No, like yeah, to expectations. Unaona labda wewe you've been married to this guy for 7 years, right? Yeah, and you're expecting at least a flower or something. But you see, you know your person. You know the type of man you've married. So unless umwambie very directly and clearly,
when little flowers,
yeah, babe, please bring for me some flowers. Then when he comes home, you are so annoyed with him, but yeah, ajui hata what you are annoyed about. Yeah, dem sasa amesema, "Oh, you don't like me, you don't love me, you don't nini. Yeah, you haven't brought anything for me and all of that." And all it could have just been a text. "Hey babe, I'd like some flowers as well." Yeah, or whatever. And you see, the discomfort is we feel sometimes scared to say what we need or what we want. Especially because we are so scared of being rejected. We are so scared of being told no. You get? And you see, and sometimes we overthink because we think we're going to be told no. But technically, when you look at that relationship, there was no way you're going to be told no. You get?
Yeah.
But because we are so used to being like, we don't share what we feel, we don't share what we want, we don't ask. Yeah? I'll be like, I don't want people to tell me I'm so easy to love. Let me be difficult to love. Because when I'm easy to love, it means I am not speaking up for myself. When I'm easy to love, it means you can treat me anyhowly and I will not call you out. You get? When I'm easy to love, no, I will be a bit difficult to love because that's healthy.
Anything that comes easy has a problem. Anything that comes easy has a problem. If your relationship is just there's just there are things that you guys are not saying.
Exactly. There are things that ziko kwa carpet, sindio. My friend nitakufungulia tu carpet yangu. Deal with it. I'll be a bit difficult to love because it means nitaweka mguu yangu chini niseme hapana, I cannot, siwezi, boundary yangu hapo haifiki. Mimi siwezi hapo, hakuna.
Because I'm also a culprit of calling things out because the way they are, because I don't want to be in a space whereby mtakana msee umemezea kitu and then isha haribu mpaka love yako imeanza kufade.
Yeah.
Listen, because you didn't say it.
And I think something also that I remember is if you find yourself in a situation whereby you're expressing yourself and you expressing yourself, you expressing your emotions, and you are trying to do it in a really healthy way, and that thing breaks the union or the connection, then that connection was not worth the energy in the first place.
Yeah. Then
building a true connection, it means you're able to share your true emotions and be like, by the way, you did this to me and this happened to me. I think, let me share an example. Me and my sister had gone for a sleepover and we had the best time. Yani, the best time. Then the day I was about to go home, I plugged in her charger, and then I'm like, hey, your charger is not working, babes. What's going on? She's like, you've spoiled my charger. I was like, babes, clearly you've seen me. We were here together. You saw me plug that thing. I did not even put it in my mouth. Like I did, I did the normal thing, take a charger, plug it in, And immediately, tensions just started rising. Because hii charger tumeharibu ni ya iPhone. Charger iPhone, wewe unajua tu maneno ya iPhone. 3,000 to get a good charger. Yeah. So yeye anafikira in terms of I can't believe nimeharibu charger na 3000 inaenda kuchomeka hivyo. Na mi pia I'm like, okay, you clearly saw me plug it in, there's nothing I did to your charger, so to give you
unasema nini?
Yeah, what are you saying to me? And we argued and argued and argued and argued. So for her, she was feeling like I'm not able to empathize with her because she has to spend 3K on a charger. And for me, I feel accused by her that I have spoiled her charger and I have not. You get? And we argued over it. And you know what we did? We were like, eh. So we had planned to go out later. Yeah, it was like 4 p.m. We had planned to go catch something to eat. So I got so dramatic because sometimes this is the toxic, the toxic me. I'm working on myself. I got so dramatic and like packed my bag and I was like, I'm going. Yeah, because even me, I have a house and I have a charger. Excuse me. Excuse me. Yeah. So I carried my bag and she asked me, "No, you're leaving." I'm like, "Yeah." So I feel like you're accusing me of things I haven't done. Yeah, so I've apologized to you and you don't want my apology. Yeah, so what do you want me to do? So even for me, as I'm like, I should have asked for the cab, but I'm stalling from asking for the cab because I'm like, I really don't want to go and leave this. Like, I don't want to fight with her. I just want us to continue like in the good emotions and good vibes. But for me, I was like, you know what do I value most? What do we value most? 3K we will buy 3K to afford. And I'm haitatushinda. You get?
Ni emotions
zime take over and it's coming in between our relationship. If I had chosen to go home, it would have taken us longer to patch back together. Yeah. So we just started, we were like, you know what we did? We just laughed and we were like, okay, I'm so sorry. I did not aribu your charger and I'm so sorry your charger is a Aribi card because it's expensive and it's frustrating and I understand that. And she was like, even me, I understand. I'm so sorry I shouted at you. And we actually apologized to one another and we carried our bag.
In whose house? You're there.
Imagine we actually did apologize to each other.
My sisters. Yes. Me. Apologize.
I had the best lunch together and we laughed and we enjoyed it. And we were like, you know what? It doesn't have to be push and pull at my ego. I can't apologize.
Dorsila usifanye nikaribu charger ya mtu tuone kama tutakosana. Juu sasa
lakini wewe haribu charger yako tutakosana my friend because those chargers
because you can't tell me that it was just that easy. Me and my siblings, man. Tuta war. Because I think war mingi na kwa siblings. It is very you guys have worked on yourselves.
Yeah.
With your sibling. Yes, the easiest person to slap is your sibling.
Indeed, for sure. And you see, for us, it has taken us a long time because indeed, especially when you've grown up and spent such time away from each other.
Yeah, true.
So when you come together, you just want good vibes. You just want to enjoy one another. Okay. And this is my twin sister. So you understand the connection.
Dorsila, Formation friends. Me, I just knew you had sisters. I didn't know you had a twin.
I have a twin.
Now mtu atakuja hapa, ingia hapa nifikire ni wewe na si wewe. Dorsila, why are you doing this to me?
And now on the other flip side, now I have a sister that's younger than me. For me, as the eldest sister, I feel like I lead by example. Okay. I don't have the pressure to lead by example, because I will live my life. But I feel like values-wise, she's looking at me and, I wanted to look at me and be like, okay, so even when she's the one who's wronged me, I can still go back to her and try to create amends, I can still go back and be like, okay, so I feel like this is what happened and I am so sorry and I take responsibility for my part.
Yeah, but because I see you because it is not a trivial matter to find yourself in a position like that or a situation that you happen to make such a big mistake. Mkosane your charger.
Imagine
and your siblings. You understand? You let your emotions take over to a point that hata mtu anakuuliza mlikosania nini?
Mtu haizi sema. Imagine
charger. So aliniambia you prolong something that you can just even say okay. Tulikuwa tunaenda out tunge below like 5Gs ama 6Gs ama 7Gs. Si tutoa 1500 tununue charger ama kama tumeagree ni ukweli ilikuwa imeharibika. So we just buy another charger.
We buy another charger. It's not worth losing a friendship or a relationship or whatever it is. And a lot of people don't want to agree to the fact that a lot of the time our egos get in the room. And once the ego is in the seat, there's no relationship. Ego ikishaka tu kwa kiti hivi hakuna relationship because ego does not facilitate any healthy relationship.
Uwezi toa kwanza jina pole kwa mdomo yako.
Uwezi apologize.
Ego
You can't apologize, you can't say anything, you can't be honest, you can't be truthful, because self as a person, you're very uncomfortable with your own emotions. So even the ego is even protecting you, because you feel like now you're in danger. Sindio? Because your true emotions have been called out. Because let me give an exciting situationship. Sindio? Yeah. Dem amekuja amefungwa roho yake. Aka call out even a lot of some negative things that have been happening in the relationship, right? Mm-hmm. So instead of you showing up as you, the ego to have a seat. So with the ego, you're not even able to hear what this lady is saying. Mm-hmm. Number one. Number two, you're not even able to feel for yourself what you're feeling about what is being said. You get? Because the ego, inakudanganya, it's trying to protect you. Either inajaribu ku protect self-esteem, inajaribu ku protect, someone calling you out, something of that sort. But once ego is in the room, ego in the sense that you don't want to be disappointed, you want to look like you're at fault.
Umeshinda.
Yeah. When ndio umeshinda, when ndio mwanaume, ama when ndio mwanamke, ama when ndio nini, ama wewe ndio unajua, when ndio kona pesa, when ndio, But all of those things don't, like in these relationships, those things don't matter. Relationship can only be heart to heart.
You just made me realize something again. Mm-hmm. So every time you disagree with someone, the only thing that makes you not agree is this guy called ego.
Sometimes ni ego tu ndo imeka hapo.
Uko feel like
lazima ukwe, lazima you have to show up in a way that blocks the connection. You get? And a lot of people are in such situations such that hadi mtu mwingine sasa anakuwa suppressed, in the sense that when they want to say something uncomfortable in the relationship, they cannot be able to say it because utamnyamazia, utampatia silent treatment for 1 week.
www.iconradio.co.ke is this conversation. And we learn as we speak. We learn every single time. We also heal ourselves as we talk other things out. Icon Radio KE, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and we are live on YouTube, Icon Radio KE. Keep on bringing the comments, talk to us, tell us how you feel about the conversation.
We've really chopped it up.
Hey, yo. So, cool, relaxing hits right here. Your number one entertainment plug. This is Icon Radio. Listening to the Afterthought. Yeah. Na kwa wale wanauliza kiatu, maisha ni ngumu sana. And we need to be very, very real with everything that happens around us as people. So you're the one who knows where the shoe pinches. And if you don't speak out, you end up killing the whole vibe. You end up losing yourself. You end up being a person who people will never ever respect because they never get to know the real you. Never get to know your importance. They never get to know that you are an important person. So welcome back. As Dorsila says, watu wale wa City Hopper, they're listening to us. You travel nicely. Watu wale wa Cabo natusikiza ni sawa pia. Kama uko mtaani, you just came from work and you just want a show to just relax your mind and stuff. There's a place to be whereby we share our emotional stories and all that. Today we're talking about relationships. Yeah. And our tagline for today is remember that relationship that nearly killed you. That one. It doesn't have to be a boyfriend-girlfriend relationship. It can be a mother-daughter relationship. And I'm going to speak out something that I read in a text message right now, and it's really disturbing. That's why my voice has come down. A lady who's a friend that she's like, my dad yesterday just asked me one of the stupidest questions. And I told him he was stupid, and then he slapped me, and then he blocked me, and then now he's not sending me money for my self-need.
So she asked a question.
The dad said something stupid. Like the dad was drunk yesterday, and the dad was like, but then unajua ni mrembo. And he's like, my dad, thank you. So I need us to be in a relationship. You've never heard of father-daughter relationship? I'm like, I know father-daughter relationship.
Yeah.
Like, wacha kwa mjinga, have you never heard of father-daughter relationship? Like, I want you to be my guy. I'm like, she was like, I'm like, acha, like it came effortlessly. Like, we ni mjinga.
I feel like this
imagine we mjinga imetokea wapi? Like, we ni mjinga.
This type of conversation needs a trigger warning because
right now I'm low because she was listening to this conversation and we're talking about other things and we said it's related. You know that relationship that nearly killed you. So she was in that position because now this guy was so angry that akampiga for just telling him, like, that's a very stupid thing to tell me. Like, you're my dad and we live together watu wawili in one house, and then you wake up one day you tell me.
I feel like that is not a safe environment, one. And indeed that type of a situation can really weigh so much on someone. And a father is meant to be protective to the daughter. Father is meant to give unconditional love. A father is not meant to solicit the child at any point. Yeah.
But why?
And it's unfortunate.
Mtoto wako hivyo? Like,
I mean, this I would categorize them as part of one of those evil things that exist, unfortunately, in our world. And
but
I even feel like it existed
because I know this lady personally. She's blessed like you, Dorsila. She's big. I'm like, so all this time mzee wako amekuwa na kuangalia tu behind zako ukipita, umevaa short, you're doing, you're making food for your dad, and then your dad is like, one day I'm gonna tap this thing.
No, I feel like those are just one of those evil things that just exist in society. But a father is meant to love, is meant to protect.
So how can we
safeguard?
Can we have like a proper show about this conversation?
Perhaps we can have that conversation. And indeed, we can invite a professional who is able to actually even shed light onto that, and even how to cope when you're in such a situation, or how to actually survive. Because that's actually a very terrifying, number one. You feel betrayed because your father is not meant to be that person in your life, and it feels like you literally have no one.
And her statement, I think the saddest point is, well, like, alikuwa nafikiria every time the dad is chasing away guys, like, staki unge na ukienda campus, staki ufanye nini, staki ufanye, alikuwa nafikiria the dad was like actually looking out for her. Kumbe the dad was keeping her for himself.
I mean, that is sad. And even if we're to just bring back our conversation back to these relationships that we get ourselves in, have we even considered that relationships are avenues to learn?
Okay.
To learn about ourselves, one, and to learn about the other person, and to learn I would even call them the secrets of the universe and how to exist on this planet. So sometimes sometimes these relationships that push us to the core or to the limit that breaks our heart completely, these relationships are there to remind us of who we are again, to remind ourselves. Because what happens when you break up with a person? You go back to yourself, you go back inwards, sindio? Ka ulikuwa unapenda kupaint, unakumbuka I used to paint 7 years ago until I started dating this guy. So it really takes you back. It kind of takes you back to who you are. So sometimes also it's really good to go back and ask yourself, what is this situationship? What is this relationship? What is this friendship? What is this mother-daughter relationship teaching me on how to show up for myself and for others? You get? Sure. Yeah. So when we look at relationships as do or die, no, let's look at relationships as learning opportunities. What was the learning curve? What did I learn about myself? What did I learn about relationships? What did I learn about loving another person? And most of the time, when you get into a relationship, that's when you notice your toxic traits. You did not know your toxic traits up until you started loving someone.
And then you realized, mimi umse akinijaribu ataona.
You realized one of your toxic trait is you want to know where they are 24/7. And the question is, why do you want to know where anyone is 24/7? It is not even viable.
Since when?
Yeah. You get.
And that's why I even tell my students, number one. The moment you forget that you have a life is when you make other people's life difficult. Do you know that? You understand? Because it doesn't mean, because now my work ends at 6. It means 6:01 hata wewe yako iko imeisha. Now you have to tell me where you are and what you're doing and why you're eating that ice cream and why you should go. That's being selfish. Yeah, it's not even viable. It's not a way to be in relationship for sure. Relationship, it kind of reminds you that you can love someone but you don't own a person. Yeah? Sure. Imagine, like, you can love someone but they're not yours to own. Hakuna mtu sasa ati ni wangu, the way we want to call. No one belongs to you. Everyone belongs to themselves. You're not twins. Sindio, everyone belongs to themselves, and everyone has their own way of doing things, their own way of living, even you with your siblings. Munakuja mna realize we don't even think the same. Said we never think the same. You get everyone thinks their own way. Everyone is in their own world, because me can tell you in a big family. So Uyu, let me just call it out the way it is. Watu wataelewa. Uyu maybe ni mnati, napenda vitu za calm, Uyu utampata na rock music zake ni gothic, ni black. I have one sister who's just like that. Like, you can think she's worn one thing like for a full week, because everything about her is black. She has like 30 pairs of shoes, but all of them are black. Black, yeah. Black nail polish, black. I'm like, yo, you look nice, but like add some color. White. Just add some color a bit. So these are different types. And the funniest thing, you're the best sister I have. Understand? It's the one that has your heart. You understand? She's the most understanding. Yendo anakuja kubrika fights, like she's like na ngoma nasikiza nzile za machizi, like hard metal rock. Like she's supposed to be like but she's the one, like, she's very calm. And ukitoa hizo earphones zake hivi uweke kwa masikio yako, like, were you listening to that and you're talking this calmly? How? She's like, why are you guys fighting? Why are you? Ule amezoea kusikiza praise and worship kwa hao ndio watu wakaangi chini. Yeye ndo mdomo. Yeye ndo kukosana na kila mtu, yeye ndio. So I say everyone has their own. Yeah, everyone, for sure, everyone is different. And then now imagine in the dating space, or you're dating someone and you're expecting to meet someone who thinks the way you do. And that's why there should always be room for asking, and you, what do you think? Yeah. You know, like, what is your perspective on this thing? Because me, there's a way I view it, you get, but best believe there's a different way that this person views it. And that's okay. You know, like, imagine you can agree to disagree in these relationships and friendships and families and still be okay with each other. You know, you can be like, with me, I don't agree. I've agreed to disagree with you. And that's okay. I can still serve you food. You can still eat. You can still have a good time.
it's still fine. I kind of find it as an avenue to always keep learning, to learn more about yourself. Actually, for me nowadays, I stop worrying about other people. Worry about you. Worry about you, what you're learning. Stop thinking, oh, he did this. Ask yourself, what is being demanded of me to learn in this situation and in this moment? Is it demanding that you choose yourself? Is it demanding that you be empathetic with the other person? Is it demanding that you correct what you need to correct? What is the situation demanding you to do? But then again, also, just as we've realized, people can only meet you as far as they've met themselves. So, yeah, they can only meet you as far as they've met themselves. Kuna zile vitu zenye utajaribu kuambia mtu, unaona ni kama hazimfiki. The reason why hazimfiki, it's because ye mwenyewe hajafanya hiyo self work. Unaona?
Lazima ajifanyie.
Hajachukua mira, akaangalia kwa mira, wewe unaweza enda kwa mira uone uko na kitu hapa na uiache hapo. You'll clean it. So, kama mtu ajaenda na ajajiangalia ye mwenyewe kwa mira, utajaribu kuconnect in a different level, itashikamana tu.
Yeah. And I agree with that, because there's an Indian guy that I always follow on TikTok, and I follow him on YouTube because he talks a lot. And I posted him yesterday. He said, the mouth is here and the nose is here. But suppose you don't brush your teeth for 3 days. Understand? The nose does not tell you.
Indeed.
Understand? We may make whatever very uncomfortable this other side. Everyone is very uncomfortable.
The nose is like, me, I'm loyal, please.
Like, I'm not going to listen to this.
What are you all complaining about?
You need weight.
Yeah.
So, my work is, so it takes a lot of self discover wewe mwenyewe. Yani self care for you to understand that, okay, for you to hata ukiamka asubuhi, hata ukisha brush meno ufanye tu, because you need to direct it.
And do you know that is so hard?
Yeah, it's very hard.
I feel like even for me, that's one of my biggest struggles, to just identify the problem and being like,
so it is very easy for you to tell people,
wewe
na umefungua mdomo wewe, kwa unawaangusha wote,
I'm like, I am the toxic one in the relationship, Lord. Jesus.
Understand? Yeah.
You know, like, how do you accept that you're the toxic one? How do you accept you're the one who has not done the self-work, who cannot take and receive love? You can't give or receive love. Like,
nandayeka hivi na question. How many times do you accept that you are the problem in that relationship and you made that relationship end?
I think for me,
wewe ndio ulimaliza tu your relationship.
Wacha liseme, for me, it's the most uncomfortable thing for me to do. But once I do it, deep down in my soul, I have grown my emotional maturity from level 1 to level 1.2. It has grown. Meaning, the more uncomfortable moments I get like those, the more comfortable I get doing that. You get? Like, the more, like, for example, let me give an example. If I get into an argument with my mom, right? And indeed, I'm the one who's on the wrong. But in that moment, my ego was just like, no, not today. But if I'm able to go back to my mom and be like, Mom, I am so sorry. I shouldn't have acted like that. I am so sorry for what I said, blah, 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 blah. You get? So in that moment, it was very uncomfortable. Maybe even my voice was shaking. Maybe I was laughing like awkwardly. Yeah. And I've expressed that. It was very uncomfortable. But imagine now I get into an argument with my brother. So it means I'm getting more comfortable to go back to my brother and be like, yo, I take responsibility for my part. We argued about this, but I shouldn't have commented about your hair. I'm sorry. You get? Yeah. So the more uncomfortable I get myself in this, the more comfortable I get to be able to own up to my stuff and be like, by the way, it was me. It was me. A lot of people look at that and call that, trying to be perfect. No. It's actually mending the relationships and mending the connections that you have with other people. Because ukweli wa mambo ni tutakosana na kila mtu, especially in close proximity. So we are not trying to, this show is not about telling people you don't need relationships or you don't need someone. That's not what we are saying here. We are not telling you block someone or cut them off. You know, my question would be, have you been able to look down into yourself and be like, by the way, the effort I've put imefika ile point sasa lazima ni block huyu mtu. The effort I've put, the self work I've done, imefika ile point yenye sasa let me cut this person off. Yeah, because our culture right now is block them, cut them off, you don't need them, but we meet on these corridors, in Nairobi ni ndogo, we always meet, so utablock kila mtu, cut off kila mtu just because you did not get their thought and perspective.
I have something, I just go silent. You will view my status until the day you go to your grave. I will blue tick you to death.
For me.
Understand? I will make sure I open that text and I read the whole of it.
No, for me, I do believe in terms of, for me, you get, this I'm speaking for myself. Because this is the kind of person I am. If something is weighing on me, it will weigh on me. So, and I will always try to amend. You get, I'm not too easy to throw away connections. Ukiniona nime throw away a connection, Paps, I have worked hard to try and to mend the connection. Yeah. So I will show up and try and mend the connection and try to see it from their perspective, my perspective. Like, I'll try my best. But once I have tried my best in mending that connection, and truly I'm still getting the disrespect, truly I'm not getting the same energy or the same level of effort or whatever, then I peacefully, with love, walk away. Because also, just as we said, boundaries, sindio? Yeah, and self-respect.
I'm really easy to let go. And then I love you from there. I love you because you give me light. You light. Give me light. But I'll be here and you'll still mulika me with the light. And I'll still look good on camera, on YouTube.
Yeah.
But I love you from there.
From that side.
Because the more you come closer to me, I sweat. It is very uncomfortable. So you as the light that you think you are, it's making me really uncomfortable. I love you from there.
Just keep at this.
Because the moment I'm trying to make things work every time, I try the first time, the second time, the third time. Me, I am really easy. And I learned that the hard way. Because me nilikuwa ule mzee nikishika kitu nimekwambia
so releasing it and being like detaching. I like what you're talking about because I would call it a healthy form of detaching yourself.
I allow myself to feel bad once and for all. Like, ndasikia vibaya. I'm like, okay, Paps, leo hii wiki ni yako ya kusikia vibaya. Wesikia vibaya? And for me, nitakubali kusikia vibaya. Utani text. Utapiga. You'll think I'm not feeling anything because I decided to keep quiet. But that's me allowing myself to feel.
I'm like, feel what you need to
I'm reading this text. I want to reply to this text, but I will not.
But is it okay? Do you think it's okay to tell someone? It's okay. It's okay to tell someone, I don't want to have this conversation with you now. Give me some space and time.
No, I don't believe.
Why not?
We might keep them waiting and they're never coming back.
Which is fine. No. Until the day you are ready. Why? If you never get ready, it's still fine. No. For me, I believe it's okay to communicate that.
Me, I believe that if the person is persistent enough and me nisha him stronger. You understand?
Okay.
Kama atakuwa hapo kuniacha niko na space na bado wa feel vile ana feel na niongeleshe na ni feel like okay. Ile ujinga wote nilikuwa nataka kuambia siwezi kuambia because me I don't believe in telling someone I love you so much and then 20 minutes later because tumekosana. By the Dorsila kwende. Dorsila anakuanga. No. That's being a hypocrite. You need to choose your words very wisely. You love this microphone. I love this microphone. It did not work. Me and this microphone did not work. It doesn't make this microphone something else. Iko zina kama zile microphones za kanisa na manini. Because it did not work for you, does not become a bad thing all of a sudden.
I like that. I like that, Paps, also. I really like what you're saying because what you're saying is you can disagree with someone and they can still be good.
They're good people. Unapenda kutoka wapi?
Exactly. I love that because that's healthy.
It's really healthy.
That's a really healthy way of looking at it. Because you've been talking to this person, you've been interacting with this person. This is so just
you've been intimate with this person
and then they disappointed you in one way and then now they're trash forever. No, you can healthily say they did something trashy, but they're good people, but I'll give them their distance.
Alinikosea, and I don't want to speak about this, but she's a good person in her own way.
Exactly.
You understand? And that will helps you. Hata in life, tunapata watu wengine mtu akikuwa na baby mama huko, baby daddy and stuff. You can find others did not work out kabisa, but they talk nicely. Niaje fit, you want to come back for the kids? Okay, niaje. I have friends who are like that. Like, niaje, the mother of my kids is calling. Can I talk to them? Alafu tutamonga.
I think for me, essentially, there are those toxic relationships that deep down in your heart they're asking you to walk away. Then there are those toxic relationships that are asking you to do the work on yourself, because you can only work on yourself. You cannot work on the other person. Sure. Yeah. Then there are those toxic relationships whereby you learn from them. Actually, we learn from all relationships.
All relationships.
Yeah, we learn from all interactions that we
it is very
get
bad,
engaged
Dorsila,
in. Yeah.
because we keep on, and I tell people this all the time. We have been brought up in a system of having a habit of getting out of things.
Okay.
You've been told, niaje, ukikuwa 18, 16, 17, 18, have as many relationships as possible, so that by the time you get the right person, you are ready to have that. But whatever you're doing, you're getting into a situation whereby you're trying things out. Unakula hii mandazi, ukiona hii mandazi, umeshiba.
I think it's this idea that there is this perfection that we are looking for.
Yes, you're looking for. There's no perfection. So there's no getting in and out. So unapata mse, the first reflex ukikosana na mse ni mistaki. I'm still young.
Exactly, yeah.
So you end up having 20 relationships, having mixed your soul with 20 people.
I feel like
alafu unasema ule mtu uko naye mmeoana naye mmeka naye life yako uko like you don't agree, you've mixed with 20 souls.
No, I feel like even
20 spirits are in your system. What do you mean?
The idea behind that would be not allowing ourselves to grow with someone, not allowing ourselves to be empathetic to, not allowing ourselves to realize that really there's no one who is perfect. Yeah. And a relationship can only work as long as these two individuals are putting effort into themselves, then into the relationship. You get. But also we are living in a world whereby we have options nowadays. Yeah. And that's a beautiful thing, because it means a person will be with you not because they need to, but because they want to. You get. So even you see, because I have a need to eat, I have a need for a house, I have a need. No. Right now we are choosing people off of do we want them, not because do we need them. And that's a healthy place. You get.
Healthy space.
Yeah, it's a healthy space for getting that thing. Yeah. Or getting that relationship. Because you don't want to be with someone because you feel like without them your life is dead. You can't survive. Proceed. Yeah, you can't push forward. And also, guys, as we bring this show to a close, do not give your power to anybody. You are so powerful within. You can create your own reality. You can create your own possibility. And when you show up in relationships, show up from a place of worthiness, from a place of value, from a place of love, from a place of knowing that your voice matters, your feelings matter. It is okay for you to want to be held, to be comforted, to be told good things about, like, it is all okay. So when you show up in a relationship from that place, also understand that when someone is not showing up for you in that way, it does not negate the fact that you deserve all those things. You get. So don't go back asking yourself, oh, why didn't they want me? Why didn't they do this? Why didn't they do that? Match. No.
They did not fit your...
Exactly.
Kama tuwezi niambia unataka cup ya plastic alafu umeletewa kitu sexy kama hiyo.
Exactly, yeah.
Wewe ngoja plastic yako huko na usafi.
Exactly. And that's the beauty. And in all these relationships, we're here to learn about ourselves. And also, we may be the problem also. So go back and do the self-work. Sure. It's very important, I do believe. Let's just be better humans. I think being a better human, being kind. Yani nilikuwa naambia mtu, there's no day being kind will go out of style. It will always be in style for me. And there's no day in my life that I will go back and be like, oh my gosh, I regret being kind to that person. No. I will never regret my kindness and my love. And those are the things that keep me alive as a human being. Because the minute you close off that part of you, then you cannot connect with anyone.
utakuwa umechoma because
you can't. Yeah. So you'll just be looking at the men that approach you as what can I get from them. You're not even looking at what can I give, you know. Everyone wants to get something, but no one wants to give. So guys, relational toxicity is real, but might you be the problem. Yeah.
Are you okay? You as a person, are you okay as a person?
Remember, you're loved.
Yeah, remember you're loved. I'm gonna also end this topic for today, saying thank you very much for actually just tuning in and having a conversation with us, talking to us, saying poor Frank. Thank you very much, Frank. Frank is very rich in love, by the way. He's not poor, so don't call him poor Frank. He's very rich Frank because he has a lot of love to give. The problem is the woman who's actually not giving the 100 back. So by the time this lady has lost Frank, that's her loss. It's not Frank's loss. So Frank, you're doing a good thing. Just do not overdo. If the space is not for you, don't actually put yourself in that situation.
Indeed.
So have lots of love, have a lot of discipline. Start with yourself. Make sure you look good. Make sure you feel good about yourself. Make sure that this life starts with you so that you're able not to bleed on other people, but actually to understand their part, understand your part, and actually speak out for yourself.
That's
as
true.
A person. This is www.iconradio.co.ke. We love you.
Yes. We love you. And love yourself. Love your life. You know, just you're it. Yeah. Like, don't let nobody tell you ain't it.
There's no perfect life. Listen to cool, relaxing hits here. We are the #1 entertainment plug. We play you a lot of African and local music. Once you understand the kind of talent that we have. So we love you, MC Paps Upper, Paps_MC, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Make sure you follow, make sure you like, make sure you subscribe to Icon Radio KE, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Make sure you continue having this conversation in Shaggy. I get ongea na mimi hata ka DM niambie Paps, this is how I feel, this is what I want. And I love that because it also helps me practice my art of actually just knowing how to learn to solve problems. So yes, till next week. Watu wa City Hopper, watu kwa mtaani, watu wanapendana, watu wamepigwa character development wakina Franco. Please, we love you, we adore you, and this has been the Afterthought. Listen to cool, relaxing hits.